Howdy. Howdy YouTube, welcome to my channel. Well, yeah, what are we doing this week? Well, we're back on this thing, the iPad and pencil and Procreate. If you watched any of the previous videos, you've seen I've been trying to get better at digital drawing. I've done a few bits and pieces. I've done a portrait run through a time lapse on a video the other day, but I've also done things like the drawabox.com course, which kind of fizzled out because partly it was boring and partly what I was doing I realised I already knew. I know about perspectives and things like that, so it just seemed a bit pointless. So I've been looking to do other things, trying to find other courses, other ways to improve, whatever. And Brad, who introduced me to the Draw a Box, I've mentioned many times, writer and web designer and illustrator and cartoonist, and he has a newsletter that goes out bi-weekly, and on it, at the bottom of it, a few weeks back, was a link to a discount for one of his courses on cartooning. So I thought, it's cheap, it's ridiculously cheap, so why not? And basically the course is Brad doing what he does in the videos, which I'll link to here, but talking about cartoons and how he draws. It was good. It was a lot better than I actually thought it was. It actually helped me develop a new style, a new way of drawing and things, and it was fun. It was really good fun. So what was the course about? It develops from absolute basics, drawing a stick man, drawing faces and working out how to draw a smiley face, to what happens if you put eyes too close together, or if you put eyes too far apart, or if you crush everything down to the bottom or the top. Then you start working on drawing the picture and doing variants on it, making your eyes bigger, making your eyes smaller, putting ears here, making bigger ears. What happens? What happens if you've got a square face or a round face or an oval face or a wobbly face? Well, you play on the ideas and whatever, and you start to develop a character, your first initial cartoon character. We have a dog. She's down here. Then you start drawing over the top of old pictures to see how people's postures, natural postures are, and you try and change in the shape of their body, see if they're fat or skinny, short or tall, how that makes the character develop. Eventually you end up with this character that has a backstory. I end up with Maudie, an old woman that was once like a suffragette or something in the First World War, and then went on to be in the Women's League in the Second World War, and she carries a gas mask and in a box at all times and has medals on. The whole character seemed to develop. Then started playing on colours. The dog's making weird noises, please ignore. You do a grayscale, working out which colours work best and which ones don't. Then you try some random colours and see what happens if you make a skin red or pink or blue. But I end up with a character, in my case, Maudie, as you can see. Then you pretty much want to start again, so the end of the course you restart, you go through the whole thing again in one fluid motion, rather than doing thousands of pictures and breaking it down into pieces. So for this, as a writer, you have characters and you try and draw your characters out. Sometimes you have these images in your head and you can't quite get them onto paper, and that's one of the things I want to develop. One of my newest characters from a book I'm currently writing, and went with that. So here's Rosie. I went through the whole process once again, drawing the faces, trying to get the shapes, trying to see what I had. I had some ideas. Obviously I've got an image in my head of a character that kind of existed. I played around with this big sort of warped face, and Rosie is a loner, an outsider, bit of a goth, just no one talks to her and whatever, but she's also a bit chunky, doesn't really look after herself very much, and So that was the character to start with. I did the grading, the shading everything in grey and working out which colours worked best, and then turned that into variants on colour and tried to play around with it. Then I sort of started thinking about the shape of the face. It wasn't quite working, so I changed it from this weird potato shaped head to a simple round face with a blocked sort of fringe and blocked hair. And then I made her a little bit podgier and so forth. And I started to get a character, and this image in my head started to solidify and the character came out. So I did the shading, I did the colouring, I changed bits and pieces, pushed it out a bit and made her a bit different. Drew an outline, got her makeup a bit more, and slowly and surely a character arrived. And I started to add sort of mood to it and shade and so forth, and yes, added a background and voila. So there we go. That's Brad Colbow's Udemy drawing cartoons course, as demonstrated by myself and the dog shuffling around and needing her back scratched. That's what I'm doing at the moment. I tend to draw like this. Thank you. I tend to draw like this with my hand down here, scratching her back while I'm drawing. So it's fairly normal. So what do I think? I think this course is brilliant and you really need to go and try it. If you've got any indication to draw and you like cartoons at all, Brad's brilliant. I think I can't rate this high enough. I think this is really fun and really enjoyable, and I learnt quite a bit, and I've got some characters down. If I even go from the cartoon versions and I can then develop the realistic versions, at least I've got it's almost like a sketch. It's like a developed sketch. So I think if you see Rosie there, and yes, I'm going to do some more cartoon timeline things and some more. I've done some more courses, some Skillshare courses. That's all to come soon, so stick around, hit the subscribe button, and then you'll see these new videos as they go up. Give us a thumbs up so that I know you like this, and also it helps share the video, because the more thumbs up I get, the more chances it's going to appear in the timeline of somebody else's video, and then they'll see it, and then hopefully this channel will start to grow. It really needs to grow. Come on, people. Also, share it. If you've seen this and you think somebody else might like it, send them the link and let them see it, and maybe they'll subscribe as well as you. Yeah, come back next week for more, but I hope you like it. Give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, leave me comments underneath, maybe suggestions of things to draw, who knows. Until then, until next time, see you later, bye.